It is almost the end of 2022, and today I want to talk about what can you do to best serve your spiritual path and growth at the end of this year and create the most fertile ground for growing, for ascending, for expanding in the way that's most aligned to you and your path in 2023. I'm Washayla Sananda. Thank you for joining me. I want to start with talking about untangling and untangling from everything. This is a big concept and it's not complicated, but we are tangled and entangled and entwined and corded with all kinds of people, places, things, institutions, and experiences in this life. And it's just the way that it works. There's nothing to judge here, there's nothing wrong. And these entanglements can actually hold us back on our path, on our spiritual path, on all areas of life. And I feel like the end of the year is the absolute best time to review where am I entangled and what is keeping me from my highest journey, from my highest spiritual path? And how can I disentangle myself from those things that are really blocking me or holding me back so that you can move powerfully in to 2023, into the new year, and move in a way that is completely sovereign and unique to you and for your heart and your inspiration and your highest experience of life. Okay, for starters, let's just take a deep breath together. Let that out and get present. Get present to your heart, get present to this moment, get present so that you can really grow and receive what I'm sharing with you today. Entanglement is not an easy thing to extract yourself from, especially when it's entanglement with other people or institutions or religions or anything like that, that we're oftentimes blind to. We don't even realize that we are being influenced. These are the chords, the subtle chords, and sometimes not so subtle, that happen throughout our lives, starting in our earliest days, our earliest childhood. And it starts with indoctrination through school and religion and media and movies. And then it goes, from our family systems to our friendship groups to the things that we consume and our jobs. We are so entangled and enmeshed in so many ways because that's how this reality works. And to be able to look at where am I intertwined with people and things and ideas and thought forms and systems that are leading me off my highest personal path. Not all entanglements are negative or bad, but many are. And so it's so important to review and look at what is really mine and what is really not mine. This is something I do every time I read a book. I fully immerse myself in that book. I will just dive in and engage, and I will take it all. Like when I'm reading a book and I'm really into it, I just take it all in and I act as if it's all true. It's all right, because this is how I get the most out of it. And then at the end of reading the book, I set the book down, I've read the last page, I've closed the book. I go back and I'm like, this, and this I'm keeping. All the rest I'm throwing away. And that's a really great habit for me personally on my path, because I can take the juiciest, best, most aligned pieces of that, what I just read or consumed. I can also do that with videos and other things, and then let all the rest go. And it doesn't matter who you're following on social media or who you're listening to on YouTube or what media is influencing you. There, in any given thing that you listen to, there will be some things that really align with you, that are really for you and for your highest good. There will be some things that are not. So I would encourage you to take time to review, what am I listening to, absorbing, and consuming that, and this is in the realm of media and social media, that's not the highest aligned for me? What do you need to cut out to be in higher alignment? What needs to be disentangled? What could you disentangle from? I personally disentangled from watching news, gosh, probably over 20 years ago now, a long, long, long time ago. I just stopped consuming news. I don't even read newspapers. I will pick up things as I'm scrolling through YouTube or social media, but it just wasn't serving my highest good. And I find that I get whatever news I need is given to me through people or through, I'll hear it when I'm out and about. Someone will tell me or call me or email me when I really do need to know something. I receive what I need to know. The rest is just junk. I can filter it out. And so that might be something for you. Are you being influenced? Politics is another thing. I filter out so much of what's out there. Politics is endless. It's the endless tunnel, no matter what side you're on or where you are on that spectrum of your political beliefs. There's just so much, and I find it distracting. So I filter out about 99% of political stuff that comes my way. I don't feel that it's for my highest good. Now, that might be different for you. You get to choose where that filter is for you, but I disentangle myself from politics as much as possible. I disentangle myself from political conversations because it's not necessary for me personally, not something that's going to uplift me on my path. And so, of course, the people in our lives, the influencers, the personal relationships, this is a really important thing to look at. What are we enmeshed and entangled with? Who are we enmeshed and entangled with that is maybe not serving our highest heart and our highest good? And sometimes that means ending relationships. Sometimes it just means changing our way of being in the relationship, where we're not taking on the beliefs and ideas and the really the intentions of people that are maybe not for our highest good. And sometimes we have friends that will constantly tell us, do this, do that. And if you're, it depends on what type of person you are. You might be the type of person that's very easily influenced. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're very strong and sovereign and you know who you are. They're all different types and we're all on some sort of spectrum. I've noticed that there have been certain people in my life that come and go who it's generally people who I respect and value. And when they tell me something and they have a strong opinion about something, I'll kind of jump on board sometimes and then later look at that and say, wait a minute, that wasn't really for my highest good. So to be discerning in your untangling, and this is also from institutions, from things in your career. If you are in a career where you're kind of inundated by ideas from others or ways of being that people tell you you should be that maybe aren't your highest good or your highest way of being, it's time to get real with yourself and notice that. And there are just so many opportunities to go unconscious and to sort of unconsciously receive input from the outer world. And I'm inviting you in this conversation to make a list of the categories of your life. And I'm talking about relationships, career, social, and social media is certainly part of that. Um, and there are many different categories depending on what you do on your daily basis, noticing all of the different areas of life that are influencing you, and then going through one by one and reviewing, where have I entangled myself with a certain thought form or somebody else's input that is not uplifting to my heart, is not helping me move into a higher version of myself, helping me step into a higher path, a higher way of being, a higher consciousness. And only you can say where that line is and where those boundaries are. And sometimes we really do need to strengthen our filters and our boundaries with the outside world so that we can get really clear about, okay, who am I now? You can do this now. This is a great time because it's the end of the year, but you can do this any time of year. At the end of the year, you're moving into a whole new year. So, who am I now? And who am I going to be? Who am I choosing to be in the next year, in 2023? And write down those traits of your highest way of being, your highest self. Who do I choose to be? How do I choose to be? What way of being is for my highest good in this coming new year? What ways of being can I take on? Maybe you get to be more tenacious in your, in certain areas of life about who you're letting in, who you're filtering out. Sometimes we filter too many people out of our lives or too many things out of our lives. Where can I have more fun? What brings me more joy? These are the things to look at. I know for me personally, I really value friendships and relationships and experiences that uplift me, that bring me joy, that bring me happiness. I have a tendency to get too enmeshed with my work and work too many hours and then not give enough attention to the things, the self-care, the things that really are fun and enjoyable. I'm not saying I don't do those things, but sometimes I just need more of that. And I think that's true for a lot of us in this realm of spirituality. We're working a lot of hours, we're putting out a lot of content, we're helping a lot of people, we're assisting the planet, and we get to have personal balance as well. So this is my invitation to you. Notice where you can disentangle yourself from all of the ways of being that have kept you where you are. Maybe they've served you in some way, and you're ready to step up to your next level, your next way of being. And in this coming new year, what are those ways of being? One of the ways of considering that is looking at, where have I been putting my time and attention on things that are obligations versus things that really bring me joy. Sometimes we're going to have to do things we don't love doing, but where can we bring more joy into those things? And where can we let go of some of those things that maybe we've committed to that are really not things we need to be committed to or not serving our highest path? And so moving into what to expect from 2023 going forward, what's coming? What can we expect the next year to be like? I see it a continuation of the speeding up of the way things have been, the quickening, and what I mean by that is things happen faster. So when you get into a situation where it's not right and you're entangled with something that is not for your highest good, you're going to notice the impact of that faster. And when you get into something that really is nurturing and for your highest good, you're going to notice the alignment of that faster. The good thing about this is that we learn lessons faster. The thing that can be difficult is some of us take a lot of processing time. So that processing time is kind of shortened. And for some of us, that can be difficult. So to be able to process through our stuff fully and completely, not bypass it, but fully and completely process through what's coming up for you in the fastest way possible, all of the energies are aligned to help you do that. And then the key is not to get stuck in things for too long and not to judge yourself when you do kind of need more time. And I think it's a fine line of sort of speaking to the universe, and you are the universe, right, in your own experience. So speaking to your inner self, your inner truth, and saying, okay, I choose to move through this situation in the highest and best way possible, in the most divine timing possible for me. Sometimes it just takes time to process through things. Other times we get stuck because we aren't really doing the work. We aren't really diving deep excavating the shadow stuff that's coming up. This is a time, 2023, more light is coming onto the planet. The shadow is going to come up because it's clearing so that we can hold more light. That's available to all of us. But what's required is to do your personal work, to do the inner work, to take time to really review, okay, this is working, this isn't working. This was working last year, maybe it's not working now. I let that go in love and I adopt this new way of being, or allow myself to have time to figure out what's my new way of being around something. Things change, things are changing rapidly. And as you ascend, as your frequency ascends, as your energy ascends, you are going to change and grow. And sometimes very rapidly. And sometimes that means people come and go rapidly from your life. Sometimes it means situations happen, moves happen, things you think you're all set and you're like, okay, I'm just settled and here I am, I'm good to go. And then a few days later, it's like, wait a minute, everything's different now. And that's okay. And this is part of timeline shifting and timeline changing. That is happening. That's part of the level up. And this actually gets really fun as long as we can kind of keep on board and go with the flow and not get stuck in any old patterns and old ways of being. If you're able to move and allow and flow with these energies, so much exciting good stuff is here and happening. And our opportunity to level up our intuition, level up our light, our joy, our happiness, open our hearts and all of these things, and have deeper relationships and more love, that is here. We are aligning to higher frequencies as a collective, more and more and more. That means our soul families are showing up, our soul partners, our soul relationships. I have seen, and I'm in a place in this world where I was divinely guided to live here, and I found my soul family is showing up, and these are deep, deep, loving friendships and relationships that are just so balanced and aligned. And I've always desired to have these kind of heart-centered friendships where you get to be really deep and truthful and honest and loving and work on our spirituality together. And I've had them. I have had many in my past, but what I'm finding now is because I'm in my right place, my divinely guided right place in the world. And I came here on a calling 6 years ago, and what's happened is as I've stationed here and grounded myself in the energies here, my soul family has shown up, and I have more and more and more and more soul friends showing up here. And it's just so beautiful to have this loving, connected, and meshed network of light working friends that I get to go super deep with. It's so fulfilling. And I wish that for everyone that wants that. Your soul family, no matter where you are, when you are in your right place, and sometimes that changes. It's not the same place. We get sent different places, but when you're in your right place at the right time, your soul family will show up. I know that that is possible for anyone who wants it. And I know some of us are just hermits, and that's okay too. Follow your inner guidance. This is a time of following your inner truth. What is your deepest heart prompting telling you to do? Where are you being guided to go? Maybe it's just a vacation or a visit somewhere. Since I moved to Sarasota, I was guided to be here to guard the Sarasota Stargate, to assist in guarding the Sarasota Stargate, which I didn't even know what that meant when I first moved here. I just said, okay, I'll come. And since then, since taking on that mission and holding the light frequencies here and interacting with whatever I'm being guided to do by my divine guidance, many people have come and gone from my life. In holding this column of light and standing strong in my mission, amazing people have come in and amazing situations and experiences. And it is as if all that was necessary really for me was to say yes to my highest path. And then the guidance comes. and the guidance comes, and then I get to say yes, and then the guidance comes and I get to say yes. There are times when I say no, not going to do it that way. I don't want that. And that's okay too, because the more will come when we are aligned with our highest guidance and we say yes to that flow, yes to the truth of our hearts and what inspires us, makes us happy. Things really do start to align, and your life becomes an example of that alignment. And we also have to be willing to say, okay, I tried that. That didn't work. I will allow for a rebalance, a disentanglement, a realignment, and allow to open for the next thing or the next person or the next place, whatever it might be, the next career in some cases. So this is a time of really allowing your inner truth, your heart, your inner guidance to show you what is the right way of being for me to experience my highest ascended way of being in this life. And sometimes it's not overtly spiritual. Sometimes it's about saying, hey, I've tried certain spiritual practices. I'm done with those. Those didn't work for me. Or I've listened to a certain spiritual teacher and that didn't work for me. And now is my time to really go within and find my own truth, my own spiritual path, my own light. This is the time of diving in deep to yourself. That doesn't mean you can't listen to anyone else. You can listen to me. You can listen to your favorite spiritual teachers or not, but to dive in. Anyone that's telling you that they have the answers and you don't, I would use discernment about that, because you have the answers for you. You know what's right for you. Find what is in your heart, what brings you joy, what inspires you, what brings you love, and then expands it, and then let yourself follow that. We don't need any outside source to tell us that. We get to go within to find that. And I see so many people searching and grasping and looking and trying and efforting to find that outside of themselves. And I know this is the age-old thing that you keep getting called, the answers are all within. They are all within you. And the outside will reflect the inside. So what you're experiencing out here from other people, from the places you go, from the things that you do, it's all a reflection of what's going on in here. Somebody's irritating you. Okay, what part of you is reflecting that in them to be irritated by? And is that something that you can let go of? Or is that a person that actually does need to be released from your life or cleared from your life? Disentanglement. And these are the things that are going to have us really exponentially grow in 2023. There is so much good. There's so much amazing stuff coming for us. There's so much light, but we must stay on the path and we must follow our own truth. And that is how we're going to level up. There is a golden realm available to us right now. It's not that the new earth is coming or this golden age is going to happen when there's a big solar flare or something. And I'm not saying that's not possible, but what I truly see is that it's right now. It's always right now. And we can level up, we can go within, and we can choose to level up. Shift your timeline just by going within and finding what's true for you and filtering out the other things and following that golden path from within your heart. That is going to have you step into the new world for yourself and become the new human, the bright light that you are here to be. That is within you right now. And you can do that work right now. There's no need to wait for anything outside of yourself to happen. It is all here right now, ready, waiting for you to take the deep breath. Go within and listen and feel and allow. And whatever comes up to be cleared, let it go. And whatever comes up to bring you joy, just feel it and bask in it and love it. Feel your feelings. It's very simple when it comes down to the reality of how this life works. Feel your feelings, be embodied, love your body, feel your body, allow your energy field to interact with all that is, all that you are, and expand it and let other people feel your presence truly. Don't hide. Don't hide yourself anymore because you are a unique and special and beautiful being that's here to express and be. So let yourself shine. Let your heart speak. Let yourself be free of the matrix programs that you've been entangled with, and let that old unnecessary stuff go. Just throw it out and clear and enter into this new year fully clear channel of yourself, your highest way of being, your highest truth, your highest service to this lifetime is being you, uniquely you and nobody else. And that does take some soul searching, some inner searching, and you can do that. What is your most highest sovereign truth right now? It might be different next week or next month. That doesn't matter. Right now is all we're concerned with. Let me know in the comments, what is this bringing up for you? What do you find to be something that you can let go of? And what is something that you're embracing? What ways of being are you taking on to step into your highest self in 2023? I love reading your comments, so let me know. And let me know how it goes if you do this challenge. I want to know what's going on with you and what do you want to know from me in 2023? What kind of things are you most interested in? And what would really make your heart happy to have me talk about it in a video? Because this is really the work that I do to serve you, and I want it to be relevant to what you want. So please do tell me that. And I want to also say I'm opening up the membership the beginning of the year for about a week. So if you want to jump into the Alchemy Ascension community membership, I will have a link to that. If you look around the first of the year, I know I'm going to have about probably 5 to 7 days where I open that up again, and get on my email list. Then you'll get notifications in your email. That link will be there too. And thank you so much for following me. Give me a thumbs up and a like if this is helpful to you, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you very soon. I love you. I cherish you. Namaste.